Alrighty, guys, welcome to the Psychology Blueprint Series 1, dealing with FOMO. Alright, I don't know why I'm being so weird. So, I'm just gonna speak this literally just straight from the heart, bro. Honestly, with every single adversity I've ever gone through in trading, I've learned a lot. I've learned a ton. Trading, like, not even on some weird, corny stuff, trading has taught me a lot about myself and taught me a lot about how to deal with my emotions. Trading literally made me religious, and I know that's kind of crazy to hear, but trading brought me closer to God because in trading you need God. If you don't have God in trading, you're not really going to succeed. That's just the harsh reality. And I know a majority of you guys are religious in my Discord. So, for this psychology blueprint series, let's I'm gonna make the background. I'm gonna make the background black. I just need to copy this so I don't forget it. There we go. So I'm gonna make the background black. There we go. Now we're really in the mood. All right. ES is kind of fucking it, but it's fine. It's fine. Psychology Blueprint Series 1 dealing with FOMO. So what is FOMO? Fear of missing out. Why do you have fear of missing out? It's because you're strictly focused on the outcome in trading. Why are you guys focused on the outcome in trading? Because you're simply unhappy with the current circumstance that your life is currently in. So how do you go about this? Okay. So in my personal experience dealing with FOMO, the best way I can possibly counter FOMO is by realizing, okay, and kind of like talking to yourself, okay, I have fear of missing out because I'm so solely focused on the outcome. If I can be happy with myself in my current state of mind, I don't have to be so focused and so attached to the money. So let's just say you're looking at the chart, OTE presents itself. You see the setup, you hesitate, and the price starts running. In this current moment, you have these emotions. Your brain is firing and wiring with all these emotions. And you're kind of freaking out. You're like, shit, I need to get in this trade. Why do you need to get in this trade? What is this singular day going to change in your entire career of trading? It's not going to change anything. It all starts with building good habits. You have to build good habits in trading in order to succeed. So when you see the trade start running in the direction and you realize, oh shit, like I have FOMO, I feel these emotions right now. You need to you need to honestly become an outsider looking in. You need to grab control of your mind, and I think the best way to do this is maybe have a piece of paper next to you that says no FOMO, or if you miss OTE, stay hands off and don't have fear. So you see the trade running, you need to tell yourself, okay, if I enter this trade right now, one of two things is going to happen, and it's going to be really bad. So I'm going to enter this trade. I'm going to have a very large stop loss because my stop loss is going to have to go originally where the OTE setup presented itself. So I'm most likely going to have negative RR. If this trade reverses on me, then I have then developed a bad habit of FOMO. So if this trade reverses on me, I'm going to feel like absolute shit, and I'm going to regret doing that. The day you can sit there and then you see the trade running, whatever, you see it's 100 points in your direction that you just missed. The day you can sit there and be like, it's okay. I missed the trade, so what? Tomorrow is another day. The markets are going absolutely nowhere. This is exactly what you have to tell yourself every single time you feel these emotions. Tell yourself the market will be here tomorrow. If I don't FOMO into this trade, I then just built a really good habit that will then make me successful in the long run. The whole point of trading is to be successful in the long run, okay? It's not a get rich quick scheme. That's absolutely not what it is, okay? I didn't start seeing success until like, I don't know, 8 months into trading, and I've only been trading for like a year and a couple of months. I've had like 4 to 5 really, really good months. So, and I've just been very consistent since then. And it's simply because I found God. I started talking to God. I wrote down all my problems. I journaled every single problem I've ever experienced in trading. I watched a million psychological lectures. I did literally everything I possibly can because my back was against the wall. Truly, my back was against the wall a couple months, oh, not a couple, like 5, 6 months ago when I was blowing through money, thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Sometimes it would be almost $10,000 a month, just, just gone, because I was just buying max allo. I was trying to pass it. If I saw OTE and I hesitated and I got FOMO, I would just enter. I would build these terrible habits. It got to a point where my back literally was against the wall, and I was like, okay, God, like I'm done. I'm done doing these things. This is not okay. I'm blowing through so much money. My mental is terrible. I'm treating the people around me like shit because my energy and everything was just off about me. I couldn't stand building these bad habits. And what really, really changed that was sitting there, reflecting, and realizing the only way I'm going to become successful in this career is if I have good habits and I cut all this nonsense out. That's the only way. So every time you guys make a mistake, you're not patient, you have FOMO, greed, revenge trade, overtrade, etc. Realize that is taking you one step back. You are not going one step further. You're going one step back and you are fucking up your entire career. You need to stop. First of all, you need to calm down. When you're on the charts, a lot of you guys do freak out and your heart starts racing. And that's just something that comes with market experience to kind of overcome. But calm yourself down. Realize all these successful traders are not trading 10 times a day. Okay? Some of them are only trading 1 to 2 times a week. Okay? Some of them, well, most of them, they don't over leverage. Most of them, they don't feel FOMO. They don't feel greed. They don't want a revenge trade because they've been through so much already. They've been through so much failure to the point where they don't want to go back to those bad habits. They don't want to experience those times again. Those times are genuine hell. Like you, oh my gosh, you guys don't even know the amount of hell I've been through. Oh my God, I used to pray. I used to pray and be like, just kill me because I don't want to keep doing this anymore. Like it got deep. It got really, really deep at times for me. And the only way to get out of that is by starting now. That's it. Start now. Journal every single trade you take. Journal your emotions in those trades. Write down on a piece of paper before you trade. Just write down all your notes, exactly what you need to see. Just put like have patience, no FOMO, 940 to 955, whatever. If you miss optimal trade entry, which is OTE, your hands off the charts. You cannot have fear. You have to have confidence in your entry. Your entry has to make sense. Calm down, literally slow your heart rate down, breathe. And for the guys who have already gotten payouts or who have already passed evals, tell yourself, okay, I've already done this before. I've proven to myself that I can do it. And go back to the days that when you've taken a win, look at your journal. What did you do? How did you feel? Now, I always tell you guys this. You have to start recording yourself when you're trading. That honestly changed my trading so freaking much because you can go back into your recording and then realize, okay, I had FOMO. There was no reason for me to even enter that trade. My stop loss didn't make sense. My take profit definitely didn't make sense. I was entering at 10:07. There was no manipulation. It was just terrible. No displacement, whatever. If you guys simply just record yourself, that's the ultimate journal. That literally blows typing down what you felt, etc., like on TradeZella or whatever. Record yourself, go back, see how your voice was. Was it a little bit shaky when you were entering? Were you kind of like, I don't know. I don't really feel confident. I'm gonna take this trade because I want the money. Like you guys will know if you guys just simply record yourself when you trade. And if you do that, you're pretty much an outsider looking in, and then you can identify all your problems, and then you can fix all those problems. Write down the exact problem you faced that day, and then the next day show up, and then remember those problems, and then don't do that again. Just simply don't do it again. That's honestly the biggest takeaway in this is like, don't do it again. Don't do those bad habits again. Don't make that mistake again because you guys already know what you need to do. Okay, there's a million psych lectures on YouTube, and my whole blueprint series, I'm going to try to make this pretty decent and then try to explain to you guys the emotions that I went through and how I overcame them and whatnot. So the biggest takeaway for FOMO is calm down, relax. If you miss OTE, your hands off. Journal why you missed OTE. And when I say OTE, this is optimal trade entry. This is the macro. This is like 940, 955, the best entry possible that happened within the macro. That is OTE. So if you missed OTE, tell yourself, okay, why did I miss OTE? Did I just simply not see what was there? Were my technicals off? Do I need to watch his lectures more? Do I need to back test more? What do I need to do? Okay, that's huge. A lot of your guys' technicals, you're still pretty new to this, so go watch my lectures 100 times. Each of them like at least like 5 times. Okay. Um, and let me think. What else? What else? So you can just ask yourself: was it a technical problem? Was it a fear problem? Because let's just say like your stop loss was 25 points. You don't typically like risking 25 points, and for that instance, you missed the trade, and then after you saw OT pass, you enter the trade because price eventually ran to your take profit, and then your entry just made no sense. So it could be a psychological problem. You just have to identify why you have FOMO in the first place. Could it be because you're just seriously unhappy with your current life circumstance? Um, you're not making enough money right now. You see other people win. You go on Instagram after a trading morning, and then you see all these guys take all these winning trades. You go on TikTok and see all these things. You go on Discord, you see people take wins. That in and of itself is a really big problem. If you guys are on social media and then you guys open up social media after a trading session and then you see people take wins and then you didn't take a win, and then that makes you go into a spiral, and then you're like, shit, I need to make money. And then you go on the charts and then you find a random setup that's not even really there, and you take that setup and then you end up blowing an account. Um, so get off social media after a trading session, or just honestly just unfollow these trading guys. A lot of them are gay anyways. Just unfollow these guys, and just really talk to yourself. Really try to understand where you're coming from and why you have these emotions, because you have to first identify them in order to beat them. All right. And then the next thing I'm going to say is just the habits. Just build the good habits. Just every single day, show up, stay consistent. If you miss OTE, you're hands off. You wait the next day. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. There's been days where I've missed OTE and I'm like, okay, I saw this trade. It looked good. I didn't take it because of X, Y, and Z. That's fine. I'm just going to come back tomorrow and the trade setup will most likely be there. And then I'll make money that day. Okay? And then you can retire your family. So get the car you want, get the watch you want, get whatever the hell you want. And that all comes with good habits. There's not a single trader that has bad habits that is successful, that is succeeding right now. It's just not possible. There's always been an analogy where like you can have a 90% win rate strategy, and you have terrible psychology, and then compared to somebody who has amazing psychology and let's just say a 50% win rate or a 40% win rate, that person with a 50% win rate with good psychology is going to outrun the person with bad psychology and a 90% win rate every single time. Literally every single time. Fortunately, I do teach a relatively high win rate strategy, upwards to a 70, 80%. It could be in the 90s, depending on how disciplined and how strict you are and whatever. And if you guys just pair that with good psychology, you guys will literally succeed so freaking fast. So freaking fast. I mean, my biggest turning point in trading was when I had a piece of paper in front of me and I wrote, you don't have to catch a trade every single day. If you miss OTE, stay hands off. If you don't see X, Y, and Z, stay hands off. And when I would go on the charts and I didn't see those things, and I actually stayed hands off instead of forcing something that wasn't there, that's when I saw the most success. Try this for 1 week. Literally just try this for 1 week, and you guys will see the biggest difference in your trading. You're going to pass evals, you're going to get payouts, and you're going to see the biggest improvement within yourself. You're going to be so freaking happy with yourself once you follow all your rules and you realize, wait, I actually don't need to catch a trade every single day. That's a little unrealistic, okay? Now, macro does present itself really frequent. So, but that's still not really an excuse. You like, my most successful weeks were the weeks that I took 2, 3 trades, and I sized decent on them because they were high quality trades. I didn't feel FOMO. I didn't feel greed. And the weeks that I took a loss, those weeks that I can just simply be like, okay, I can stay hands off here after I take a loss, auto lockout 1 trade a day. Once you can do that and you can gain full self-control over yourself, you're never going to have FOMO ever again. It's completely eliminated. It's gone. You're going to face adversity extremely well. You're going to be extremely proud of yourself, number one, and you're going to see the most success. I promise you, trading really is, I would say, 70 to 80% psychology and 30 to 20% technicals. Like realistically. I mean, especially with the trading strategy that I teach, It's really as simple as manipulation displacement, um, or rebalance displacement, PXH, PXL, continuations, reversals. It's honestly a really simple strategy compared to the 1,000 other strategies that I learned and paid to learn about that I don't use to this day at all. So this is just a really simple strategy. Pair it with good psychology, and the way you're going to deal with FOMO is just putting every single thing together. The good habits, okay? Don't have to catch a trade every single day. Stay patient. Do you see X, Y, and Z? Do you see manipulation displacement? Do you see rebalance displacement? Do you see what did 930 do? Start asking yourself questions. And this is where it kind of ties within, like, record yourself, talk to yourself as if you're talking to your own students, as if you guys had your own Discord. I literally, every time I record myself in the morning, I talk to you guys as if you're in front of me and I'm teaching you guys. Okay, well, I see X, Y, and Z. I see 930 manipulate. Okay, I see macro rebalance. Okay, I see the displacement. Okay, I'm gonna take this entry because I'm relatively confident in it. So that's pretty much it. And then there's days where I'm like, okay, I literally don't see anything right now. Okay, I don't see anything at all. It's just choppy. There's really nothing for me to take. In the days that if I ever do miss an entry and price starts running, identify the emotion of FOMO. Okay, I have fear of missing out right now because I want the money. All right, you need to cut that shit out. Literally take your hands off your keyboard, take your hands off the mouse, step away, identify the emotions, go into Top Step X or whatever you guys are trading. If you guys have auto lockout, I just know it's on the X platforms. Click the auto lockout button in the top corner. Click it. Lock yourself out if you feel FOMO and you missed OTE. Come back the next day, or come back PM session if you want, or come back the next day and be like, okay, I missed OTE yesterday, but I created an amazing habit. I didn't have to trade. I didn't have to revenge trade. That's amazing. Like, you should be so proud of yourself. And then obviously you guys journal it, whatever, and then you're gonna catch a winning day or a winning trade that next day. And if not that day, the next day after that, because this setup will always present itself at least 2 to 3 times a week, I would say. All right. So I hope this helped you guys. I kind of just like blah. I just honestly yapped. I don't really fucking know, dude. But I hope this helped with your FOMO and some of the psychological problems that you guys have. I'm gonna still knock out more bangers, and I'm gonna identify some of the problems I used to have that I overcame, and then I'll just make specific series on those. So this is just series number one, psychology blueprint series number one, dealing with FOMO. I hope you guys enjoyed. Ask me questions in Ask Evan or general chat about this, and I'll gladly answer. And a lot of you guys do come with me, or come, yeah, you guys come to me with a lot of psychological problems in normal DMs. Um, for instance, that one thing I sent out in the announcements when I said, like, calm down, you're fine. You put too much emphasis on the outcome of trading as a whole. Detach yourself from the outcome, and put your focus somewhere elsewhere beyond the charts. Now that's really huge. Having your focus on other things is ultimately going to take away FOMO in and of itself, because the reason you have FOMO is because you're so interested in trading. Like, you're so interested in making the money that you think if you don't catch a trade this single day, you're going to miss out and you didn't technically succeed. And that is so far from the truth. Okay? And I also wrote, this happened for a reason. Oh, the rest is just things for him. But yeah, detach. And another thing is, I'll probably make it a specific lecture on this because this is something I dealt with in my life that really, really helped me. It was, tell yourself right now, what would my profitable self do? How would he trade? How would he risk? How would he read price action? How would he deal with losses? And I'll probably make an entire lecture on that because I can go deep in that. And because I used to watch a lot, I honestly still do. Like, realistically, I still do watch a lot of self-help videos on YouTube. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. Trading has taught me a lot. These self-help videos have taught me a lot, and I've kind of learned to master my mind and get a grip of my mind. And I will teach you guys pretty much how to do that. It's not going to be easy, but it doesn't have to be hard. It's just all emotional at the end of the day. Okay? Now, we're all men in here. We all have testosterone. There's no women in this Discord yet, but we're all men. We all have testosterone. We need to act like men, and we need to just simply overcome our emotions. Okay? We're not some little wussies. These candlesticks aren't going to kill us. There's no reason to have so much fear. I'm just going to put this back to white. I don't know why I'm doing that. These candlesticks are not going to kill us. So, and guys, they're literally just candlesticks. There's nothing to be scared of. All right? These little candlesticks here, they're harmless. Just react to price. Don't feel FOMO. Now, I'll actually go into a chart example today in the AIM session. Um, I saw people taking trades over here, and this would be considered FOMO. Optimal trade entry was after this SMT. So we had that SMT. We had displacement higher. You can take this inverse fair value gap. That was optimal trade entry. Or another good entry would have been the candle closure above this high. You see the rebalance, and then you see this candle start to displace. Although you're going to have a larger stop loss, and this is a bit of a discretionary based entry, but you still got 30 points out of this. But if you FOMO'd into something here, and then you took a late entry, let's just say over here, this just makes no sense at all. All right. Like trading up here would be an example of missing OTE and FOMOing into a trade. Okay, because you just see displacement. Okay, that's literally all you see here. There's nothing. Here, there's manipulation, displacement, inverse fair value gap. Here, there's candle closure above a high, rebalance. This candle starts to displace. But over here, this is just accumulation. This is just FOMO range. This entire range here is just FOMO range. Okay, so that's just for today's example. But you guys get the gist of this. So just lock in. You already know what you need to do. Ask me questions. I'm always here to help. And yeah, peace out.